Okay, so this is 14th of February 2025, and let's go ahead with the challenge, Leetcode challenge of the day. And we have is product of the last k numbers. Okay, so this is basically, as you can see, that we have to implement these functions. There's a constructor, there's an add function, and there's a get product function. These two functions, and so we are getting a stream of integers and retrieve the product of last k integer of the stream. Fine, like this. 3 is added, 0 is added, 2 is added, 5 is added, 4 is added, 2 is added, 3 is added, 4 is added, like this, and 1 will be k. Okay, like this is 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Last two numbers का हमें प्रोडक्ट लेना है, तो 4 into 5 20. Now लास्ट थ्री नंबर्स का लेना है तो 20 into 40, बट लास्ट फोर नंबर्स का लेना है अगर, तो एक sorry, 1 2 3 4, 0 is included in this. So when 0 is included, the product becomes 0. So see, while finding the product, we need to keep in mind what two things in this question. First is the position of 0, because 0 can make the product 0, right? And second thing is the size for which we need to find the product, like the number of elements for which we need to find the product, which will be key. Okay, so that's what we need to keep in mind. And what we can do is that uh, for every element we are getting, we can store the product for up to now. So that's basically called the prefix product. Correct. So for an array, the product of elements before the current element is called the prefix product for this element, right? So let's form a vector for this, and which will contain basically the, let's say it's product. It will contain the product for every index. Okay, like up to this index, what is the product? Up to this index, what is the product? Now we need to find the product for last three elements. Then we will divide this product by the product which was three elements earlier. See, if the elements are, let's say 1 2 3 6 8 4, these are the elements. Okay, what will be the prefix product? Initially it will be 1, 2 into 1, 2 it will be, 6 it will be, and 6 into 6 36, it will be 36 into 8, let's say up to this only. Okay, it will be too much. Okay, now we need to find the, here we need to find the, here the k is value is 2. Now we need to find the product for last two elements, but this is the product for the whole array, right? This 36. So what will we do is 36 divided by whatever element was there in the product array two elements earlier. This is 2. 36 divided by 2, and that will give us 18, and this is actually our answer, because 6 times of 3 is 18. So this is what I'm trying to say. So and the other thing which we need to track is the, let's say the idx thing. Idx is a index of the last 0 we encountered. This is important because let's say this is something. Okay, and we have to find the multiplication of last three elements, but within last three element, if there is a 0, then the whole multiplication becomes 0, right? Because let's say if there is 0 and this is a number just 36, so it is 36, but last three element we need to found, so it will give us 0, right? 36 into 0 into 2, 36, no, so 0. So that's why like holding on to the last index where 0 occurred is important. You will understand this in more in code. And now give this a value of -1 and push back 1, because for the initial element we need something to multiply it to, so initially we'll push back 1. Okay, now while adding the elements, while adding a new element, what we will be doing is, if number is not zero, if the number is not zero, the things will be like as normal. Whatever we have, it will be product dot push back the current element into whatever was there at the back of this product array. Fine. Right now, whatever, like 1 2 3 6 1 2 3 6 36. So 6 was at the back and new element was also 6, so 36 will be pushed back, and that is what we are doing, the current element multiplied by whatever at the back. But if the number is 0, first thing, everything will be 0 up to now. Okay, everything will be 0 up to now because yeah, all elements will be 0. So we will clear it. Okay, after clearing it, uh, we need to push back a 1, right, for the further products that is ahead of this 0. So period dot push back 1, right, 1 is important for pushing back. And what is the index where this 0 is occurring? This is basically what product dot size minus 1, right, because 1 is already pushed there, that's why minus 1. Okay, so idx will be written as this array dot size minus 1. This is the index, we have saved it. Fine. Now we go to the get product, we get a k. Firstly, let's find out the size, that will be pdt dot size. Okay, and now if now we have to check that two things basically will be checked by this condition. First thing is, does it have a size of minimum k element? Have the minimum k number of elements have been added to the array or not? Because if no, then there will be 0 return, right? We need at least minimum k elements to find their multiplication, because that's the condition that we have to find the product of last k numbers. So if size minus k minus 1, this should be greater than 0. Sorry. Yeah, this should be greater than 0. And second thing is, this value should be, if this is less than the idx, then we will return 0. Now what does this mean? Let's say our size is 4. Okay, let's say up to there 1 2 6 36, the size is 4, k is 2, so 4 minus 2 minus 1, that is 1, means the their valid number of elements. Fine, 1. But if it is less than the last index where 0 occurred, have 0 occurred anywhere? No, then this is fine, this condition will not be true, 0 will not return. But let's just say 0 was there here. Okay, then 0 was at second index. Now see, why is this condition is now satisfied, will return 0, because the product of last two numbers will be 0, because there was a 0 here. Now see, why does this condition satisfy? It basically checks that does the index of the 0 is within the last k indexes. This is the condition this if checks. Okay, that if the index of the last 0 occurred is within the last k elements, if it is, that will return 0. And if it is not the case, we will just return whatever at the back of this array divided by whatever was there at whatever was there at the size minus k minus 1. What does this mean is basically simple, that they have a 36 and we need to find what the last two elements, but this is the multiplication of last four elements. So 36 divided by this whatever at the first, 4 minus 2 minus 1, whatever the first index. 2 was there. So 36 divided by 2, 18. And this is the answer. 6 into 3 is 18. Right? So this is how it is fine. And I guess it's done. Let's see if it runs fine. Yeah, perfect. Submit it. Yeah, it's perfect. So this is how we can do it. Two things are important, like while doing this. Like you can try this before looking at the whole solution. Just keep in mind two things. First, the position of the last zero we had. It should not be within the last key elements, right? If it is, then the return will be zero. And second thing is, the number of elements should be greater than k, obviously. Fine. So this is all we have for this question, and that's all.